I can't remember exactly what it was, I admit, but a couple days ago, I was in church, and I was listening to something, to a song, and it just, it just kind of hit me how blessed we are. And that's the good thing. Now, I'm not disputing that. That's the good thing, how blessed we are in this country, and how far we've come in, how far some of us have come in modern time. That's a good thing. But what I thought about and what I was thinking about was, well, what's right of I to sing about how good Jesus is, and sing about his atoning love and everything. I mean, as far as compare myself to ancient Christians, I mean, like I've never been really strengthened for my faith. I've never been I've never been tortured for my faith. What right have I to what right have I to step in the ancient disciples' shoes, the same disciples who were threatened and killed and tortured for their faith, and ostracized to such a degree that we might never be. And as far as that goes, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Maybe comparing yourself, say, oh, I'm not worthy. I don't have as much, not faith, but I don't have as many issues, as many problems as they face. I don't face them today. So, what right have I to call myself a Christian? What right have I to call myself grateful? It can be so easy to fall into this trap. And as far as that goes, well, if you even in America, you don't have a lot of that same persecution and a lot of that same fear that ancient Christians did. You just don't. Our, our societies evolved more, and that's the good thing. That evolution, you gotta remember that evolution is something God allowed to take place. So that's a great thing. But that comparison can be so easy to be made. And I can see where it is. I can see where it is because as a Christian, as a bearer of Christ's name, you think, hey, I want to do something great. I want to prove my faith. I want to prove how loyal I am. Well, first of all, you don't have to prove your faith, and you can't really prove your faith as far as deserving that goes, because you don't deserve it. I mean, we are unworthy. Something interesting to think about. The disciples weren't even worthy, weren't even really worthy enough to be killed in the name of Jesus Christ. I mean, worthy enough, worthy enough that they'd be perfect in the eyes of Christ anyway. Because Christ is so far above us. What I'm trying to say, I don't know if it's coming across. But that can be easy to fall into the trap. but we do all face those hurdles may evolve. But at the end of the day, when you get right down to it, we do all face the same hurdle, the same thing, which is the devil and the concepts of evil and demon. We do, maybe not to the extreme that the ancient Christians did, that the Aesophiles did, because they were able to cast out demons and make the aim walk and everything like that. And I don't know about you, but I've never been able to do anything like that. But part of the reason could be, well, I'm not really had to. I mean, I've never heard of anyone else doing that. They haven't had to either. Our society's evolved and has evolved not beyond that, but it's evolved to meet that more is what I'm gonna say. Christ is God of the elders to evolve medicine and treatment and everything. Not that any real substitute if you get right down to it. But you get what I'm saying. I hope what I'm saying is coming across anyway. Um, but it's easy to compare ourselves, but we shouldn't. But when we do compare ourselves, we should be like, hey, we all are fighting the same enemy. We all were fighting the same enemy, all fighting the same enemy. But more importantly, we all serve the same God. The circumstances around us may change, but God's provision for us and God's statutes for us never does. Whosoever believes in the name of the Lord shall be saved. There's no caveat to that. There's no qualifier. It's just point blank. Whoever believes in the name of Jesus shall be saved. It can be easy to compare, but we should remember that in our comparison, God always stays the same. Guys, I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you next week.